got some great news for once. It is official. The police have acknowledged in writing that Tommy Robinson acted in self-defense last month when he defended himself against an unprovoked attack at the St. Pancras train station in London. To see their letter received by Tommy Robinson today, go to savetommy.com. It's very short and sweet. In short, they will not be charging him. They say there is no evidence that he did anything wrong. Just a reminder, last month, a crazy leftist who admitted he was drunk spotted Tommy by chance and decided to attack him.
And then he comes after me. When I was at the top of the stairs, he then comes at me. Now, he's not a small bloke. He's not a small bloke. He's probably 18 stone. And then at that point of him coming back at me, which is what I was waiting to see on the footage, at that point of him coming at me, even then I go backwards. But I do defend myself.
Yeah. I
do defend myself. Now, in defending myself, he has unfortunately took a quite serious injury.
Yeah.
Which, again, I wish him luck for. I don't want any negative for him. I want him to have a full recovery. But if you chase people, you harass them, you threaten them, you leave them in a corner with no option when you're coming to... He come at me to violently attack me.
Yeah.
On camera, he's coming at me. He's running at me.
Tommy did his best to evade the man and kept telling him to back off, but the attacker persisted. At the last moment possible, Tommy defended himself and the attacker hit the floor hard. It was clearly a case of self-defense. Tommy immediately called police to report the incident and had his lawyers follow up the next morning.
So I've defended myself and then he's come at me again, but he's ended up asleep on the floor. So I'm making contact with you, Wayne. I don't know what else to do. I've rang my solicitor just to say, look, get me an interview, a voluntary interview. I'll talk to the police. I've got nothing to hide. He come at me. I'm just hoping there's CCTV that shows him aggressively walking.
Now, transit police would have immediately known it was self-defense by watching the surveillance footage at the train station. But two-tier policing is now the norm in the UK, so they prefer to try to make it into a scandal and impose stress and costs on Tommy. Frankly, I'm a little bit worried they're going to try and do something to stitch him up before Tommy's massive free speech rally on September 13th. Anyways, the regime media was only too happy to play along with the police, claiming that Tommy had fled the country. One newspaper even sent paparazzi overseas trying to find Tommy, literally knocking on doors. In fact, Tommy rearranged his travel plans to come back early to meet with police and tell them exactly what he had told them on the phone. Tommy, his lawyer, and the police watched the surveillance footage together. And it was obvious that Tommy did nothing wrong. In fact, it was the attacker who ought to have been charged. He hasn't been. Nonetheless, police kept Tommy and his lawyers at the police station until 1 a.m. answering questions about the incident. And then, outrageously, at 1 a.m., instead of sending him home, they said they had another matter to discuss with him, and they showed him 3 tweets that he had written, including one from last year, and they accused him of crimes for each of those tweets. They kept him at the police station until 3 a.m. to talk about his tweets on social media. Just outrageous. I don't know if you've seen it, but Graham Linehan, the comedian behind the sitcom Father Ted, I don't know it, but I know it was popular in the UK and Ireland. He was just arrested today for writing tweets criticizing transgenderism. Free speech in the UK is under attack daily, and we only hear about the famous cases. But at least the St. Pancras incident is officially over. As you know, I told Tommy that I would crowdfund the cost of that legal bill for him. I'm going to pay his bill today now that it's over. The lawyers did a good job. They contacted police immediately. They went with Tommy to the police station and they stayed on it until it was completely done today. If you haven't had a chance to chip in, please do. You can go to savetommy.com. Let's just pay off this bill right away. Thank you for your help. And hopefully we'll see you at Tommy's huge free speech rally in a couple weeks. Go to savetommy.com.